Hi everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Alpa Sharma and I hope I'm clearly visible and audible to everybody. Very good afternoon. How are you guys today? I hope it's clearly visible, audible to everyone. In today's session, we shall be talking about what should your last 1 month's strategy be if you're targeting the IPMAT examination, which is only a month away. What should your strategy be specifically regarding the subjects that come up in the examinations? And we'll be talking about all that in detail. Hi, Satya. I hope you can hear and see me clearly and everything's all right. And everyone asking me, I'm absolutely great. I hope all of you are doing great too. So, सबसे पहला question मेरा before hi Jasmeet, सबसे पहला question मेरा Hank Satya. Okay, now that you've asked me this question, oh, I okay, I don't know how to put it. It was an unexpected question on the BBA platform, but then the question has been brought up. We're busy preparing the last lap series for the CLAT 22 aspirants, and that's why. Okay, okay, that's why it's a little intermittent. Okay, Bhumika, you haven't started anything. मैं आपको भी address करूंगी. All those people who started preparing, मैं उनको भी address करूंगी. But सबसे पहले मेरा एक question है जो आपको answer करना है. Have you started feeling the anxiety? Have you started feeling a little giddy and butterflies in your stomach because the examination is approaching? Have you started feeling that already? Hi, Akansha. Have you started feeling that? Yes. थोड़ी थोड़ी anxiety हो रही है. Okay. देखो, actually the purpose of asking this question is that if you have a little bit of anxiety, it's good. Because people who do not have anxiety, possibly they know everything or they don't know anything. So little bit of anxiety is great. It should be there. No anxiety at all is not a very good sign. And so much of anxiety that you are unable to prepare anything is also not a very good sign. So little bit of anxiety is necessary. But then if we try to streamline it in a manner that we are able to get into our dream IIM, then there's nothing better than that. And the purpose of the class is that we are able to streamline everything. There should be anything that you miss out on in the last 1 month. I will also be addressing this class in a manner where people who haven't done anything will also be benefited along with people who have been preparing simultaneously with their boards or have dropped a year. So it should benefit all of you. Okay. So the agenda is that what should your strategy in the last 1 month be if you're sitting for IPMAT, be it Rohtak or the indoor examination. But before I tell you exactly what is the plan, what I expect you to do, a quick revision jaldi jaldi se kar lete hain for all those people who are new, who don't know exactly kya examination mein aata hai. Because if you don't know what comes in the examination, you would not be able to prepare for that aptly. So quick revision of IIM Indoor's pattern. IIM Indoor has 3 sections, whereas out of the 3, 2 sections are quantitative ability. One of them is a multiple choice question type for 20 marks, and one of that is a short answer type for 10 marks. And then for 30 marks, we have verbal ability. So 2 sections for maths, 1 short answer type descriptive, 1 objective multiple questions type, and then we have multiple choice type questions in verbal ability for 30 marks. But then this is not the only selection criteria that you have. The selection criteria rather gives more importance to your interview score. So 65% weightage will be given to your aptitude scores and a 35% weightage will be given to your personal assessment and interview. A combination of these 100 will be given to you as a score, and that's how your calls will be given out. So merely practicing verbal ability or quantitative ability is not going to help you a lot. We need to be preparing a lot for the personal interview because 35% weightage isko de rahe hai, which is not a small number. Remember that. Okay. I feel because of the boards, I'm unable to give time to IPMAT prep. Just meet, when do your boards end? I'm going to tell you a few things. Yes, it's a difficult thing. But एक बात याद रखना, a lot of, not a lot, maximum people who get into IIMs, they make it along with their boards. A very small fraction is made up of the people who decide to drop a year. Maximum people get into IIMs through IPMAT along with their boards. Okay? So, if they can do it, you can do it too. Remember that. It's just a little bit more grueling. You might have to give up on your sleep or your luxury time or other things. You know, you might not be able to sit with your family. But एक महीने की तो बात है बच्चे. एक महीने ये गिव अप कर देंगे ना तो आने वाले 5 years आपके सेफ हो जाएंगे. तो hustle more than everybody else, work harder than everybody else in silence, and then let your results speak for you. It's only a matter of a month. Remember that. Okay, so आगे चलते हैं. Personal interview is very, very important for us here. If I look at the Rohtak pattern, Rohtak has an additional section that's logical reasoning here. So Indore pattern में we had quantitative and verbal ability. Rohtak has logical reasoning section. Equal marks for all three of them. Equal marks, equal time. That is 1 minute per question roughly आपको मिलेगा. Once this time is done, the next section will start. Once this time is done, the next section will start. So you have these 3 sections, but again, there's another catch here. Only and only getting through these sections is not imperative. It's imperative, but not the only criteria for your selection. Rohtak gives a lot of importance to your 10th and 12th score. So your past academics is given a 40% weightage. 45% to your score, IPMAT examination score. PI 15% weightage and 40% weightage is given to your past academics. So your scores need to be good about in your 10th and your 12th as well. ये score आपका बहुत अच्छा होना चाहिए. ठीक है? So ये आपका selection criteria होता है ultimately for Rohtak pattern. I hope everyone who's new, they know the pattern here. Now let's start talking about exactly what do I expect you to do. But before that, if you're targeting the BBA, IPM or hotel management program for 2023, comprehensive course has been launched. So तीनों एग्जाम आपका टारगेट है, कोई एक एग्जाम आपका टारगेट है, आप इस बैच के लिए एनरोल कर सकते हो by calling a counselor on this number. So the best thing, because 2023 के लिए it's a comprehensive program teaching you everything about all the 3 programs. Rush up, जल्दी से एनरोल कर लो. जल्दी एनरोल करोगे तो फायदे में रहोगे. अब देखो 1 महीना है आपके पास, ठीक है. पहले मैं उन बच्चों को एड्रेस करती हूँ जिन्होंने कुछ भी नहीं किया है. सबसे पहले ना previous year paper solve कर लो. Because if you don't know what comes in the examination, then you'll not be able to prepare for it aptly. The first thing every child needs to do is solve the previous year paper. All those kids who have been preparing all this while, if you still haven't solved the previous year paper, Indore ke, Rohtak ke, dono ke, if you haven't solved them, that's the prerequisite. Please take them as full length tests. That is, don't break them up. एक सेक्शन सॉल्व कर लिया फिर छोड़ दिया, 5 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लिए फिर छोड़ दिए, या रफली स्किम करके देखा कैसा पेपर आता है. डोंट ruin those papers. Please take them as full length tests. Sit as if it's your actual paper. Shut the door, close the room, sit with a glass of water and take the full test as a mock test. If you haven't done that yet, I'm assuming all those people who are watching me, you've already done it. If you haven't done it, that's the first thing that you need to do right away today. सबसे पहले सारे प्रीवियस पेपर्स जो अवेलेबल है दिन में एक एटलीस्ट सॉल्व करना स्टार्ट कर दो. Once you've done that, you know exactly the kind of questions that have come up, the change in the pattern that has come up, other repetitive kind of questions that we see, you would know. And because you have only roughly 30 days, you have to start your preparation from today. You can't be delaying the preparation even for a day. कि कल मेरा बोर्ड है, परसों मेरा बोर्ड है, वो देने के बाद मैं कर लूंगा. आप ऑलरेडी बहुत डिले कर चुके हो अपना प्रेपरेशन. इफ यू डिले इट furthermore, the amount of time that you will be left with will be negligible. So please don't delay it even for a day. Take the first mock test today. You'll know exactly where do you stand. If you've already solved the previous year paper, I would recommend you take one mock test today. You know why? Because if you take a mock test today, you'll know exactly which place do you stand in and then what direction you need to work harder. क्वांट में ज्यादा मेहनत करनी है, वर्बल में ज्यादा मेहनत करनी है, किस चीज में ज्यादा मेहनत करनी है. बिकॉज अगर आपके स्कोर्स बोर्ड्स में उतने अच्छे नहीं हैं, या फिर अगर आप पर्सनल इंटरव्यू के लिए वरीड हो, you'll have to make it up through your this entrance examination test. You'll have to make it up the score here. That means you can't be lax with your preparation. And since both के score आप change नहीं कर सकते हो, it's better that you work harder here. So सबसे पहले take your mock test, be motivated, don't be worried कि मेरा क्या होगा, मेरे examination है, I'm so anxious, I'm so worried. The more you're worried, the more you're going to ruin things, remember. And anxiety is important. Anxiety till the time it pushes you a notch ahead. But anxiety, where you just sit and keep brooding about what is going to happen in your life, is going to pull you down. Remember that. So, little bit of anxiety is necessary. No anxiety, not a good sign. A lot of anxiety, very, very bad sign. So, इस time तक mock दे दो एक या previous year paper solve कर लो. That will give you a fair idea of where you stand. Now, you know this is the pedestal that I'm standing on. उस pedestal से मुझे verbal ability में what am I supposed to do? Let's start talking about each section. Let's start talking about logical reasoning, verbal ability, and quant. Okay, because quant in Indore has a mixture of logical reasoning questions as well. So I'll be addressing each of the sections in detail. So let's have a look first at the verbal ability section. The kind of questions that you usually see in the verbal ability questions are a lot of vocabulary through idioms. Many idioms come up, synonyms, antonyms, fill in the blanks. Then you've got grammar correction and error spotting. Then you've got reading comprehension and parajumbles. So I think we can divide possibly the kind of questions that come up in the verbal ability section in the IPMAT. Could be grammar. Okay. It could be reading comprehension, vocab, and parajumbles. So these are roughly the four areas, core areas, where different kinds of questions could be visible in. In areas में सबसे, what do you think? What is one thing that can be covered up in a small amount of time yet can be very, very scoring? What do you think? Let me see if you have the answer. Out of the all four, what is one thing that can be covered up in a small amount of time yet can be very, very scoring? Anyone? I'd like to know the answers from you. Hi Mahesh Bhandari. How's your preparation going on for IPMAT? Anybody? Parajumbles? Okay, Bhumika. All right. Parajumbles? Yeah. Parajumbles and grammar. These are the two things. Parajumbles will also have para-completion questions, where one sentence from the entire paragraph will be removed, the first, the last, or somewhere in between sentence. So parajumbles or para-completion, both can be done together. You just need to sit for 1, probably 2, probably 3 hours. 3 hours of practice of theory and questions on parajumbles and para-completion is more than enough. After that, every day you could solve 10 parajumbles or 10 para-completion questions. Do they come up in the examination? Para-completion? A lot of times. Parajumbles? Yes, they as well come up in the examination. Certainly आते हैं ये questions. क्योंकि ये certainly आते हैं, इसको cover up करना जरूरी है, और ये आप within 3 hours a day, day's practice, you can finish it off. RC, on the other hand, Jasmeet and Akansha, I believe it comes up and there's a lot of question that you would see coming up on RC, but it takes a lot of time. So I'll divide the time accordingly on RCs after a few minutes. But for now, yes, of course, there is verbal and non-verbal, dono aati hai Dhruv. Both kind of reasoning questions come up, specifically in the Rohtak paper. Okay, so back to it. Day 1's agenda bana lo, parajumble, para-completion, 3 hours. And then every day, 10 questions. Intermittently keep solving them on parajumble and para-completion. Then, reading comprehension might take more time if you are new, but if you've already been practicing, I expect you to solve 3 to 4 reading comprehension every day. Every single day. Where to solve these from? I'll tell you a very good source. I'm going to write it down here, okay? Source for reading comprehension. Please take a screenshot of this after I write this down. Keep it as your gospel. Keep it as your Bible. Okay? The source for reading comprehensions are previous year CAT papers. Once you've already solved the previous year IPMAT and all the IPMAT papers, then you need to move to previous year CAT papers. These are authentic sources. These are pretty close to the kind of passages you would see in IPMAT, obviously because these are IIM examinations. And always choose a variety of reading comprehensions when you solve them. Variety of reading comprehensions, how? If I'm solving 4 today, I'll choose 1 philosophy, 1 economics, 1 management, and 1 literature. I'll choose a variety. All the CAT previous year papers, not all, but almost all of them are available online. Their answer keys are there that are already verified. So you don't have to struggle with कि मैम इसका आंसर की गलत है, इसका आंसर गलत दिया हुआ है. Okay, Chinmay, GMAT RCs are very, very good. Just that if I talk about the closeness of the pattern to IPMAT paper, CAT RCs are more close. But then if you are solving GMAT RCs, I am absolutely fine with that. You could choose any one of the two, but nothing apart from that. You could solve the passages that are there in our sectional tests on our portal. If you are a paid student here, you could solve GMAT RCs and you could solve previous year CAT papers. But please don't be fool yourself by solving the other examination papers like SSC ka ya banking ka solve kar liya. Okay? Dhruv, I cannot recommend one single book to you. That's a package. I can recommend different books for different subjects. Okay? And that's exactly. Arun Sharma for RCs is good. You could follow that. Bhumika. Okay? So, because, but then you don't have to buy a single book, Bhumika. The previous year CAT papers, the previous year GMAT papers, they're available online. GMAT guide is available online. You can buy the GMAT guide too, but it's a little expensive. That's the whole catch. Previous year CAT papers are available online. Just solve them with a lot of detail. You'll find questions. They're pretty close to the actual IPMAT paper. Okay? So, previous year CAT papers, solve them in detail. Now, getting back to it, what did I expect you to do? I expect you to solve 3 to 4 RCs every day, even if you have your boards going on, remember. 3 RCs are easily doable. That will take you hardly half an hour and you will be done through it. 10 more minutes for the analysis. Okay. Now, I'm coming down to grammar. What do I expect you to do in grammar? I want you to first be very through with the basic fundamentals of grammar. On topics like nouns, pronouns, tenses, prepositions, conjunctions, adjectives, adverbs, ये basic subject verb agreement, ये जो basic grammar के topics हैं, please be through with them. Okay, I will just meet. Yes, I will. Ma'am, any source for para jumble, para completion, para summary, which are exam level? Chinmay, the previous year papers, have you solved them? There are a lot of questions there on para summary, para completion, and para jumble. Apart from that, barring the odd sentence out questions, CAT papers have a lot of the previous year, not the recent ones. If you go back in the history of CAT, you will find a lot of thousands of questions on para summary. Brilliant questions on para summary, para completion, and para jumble. Just do not solve the odd sentence type questions if you're solving the CAT papers, because odd sentence type are extremely difficult and they don't come up in IPMAT. Okay, so don't be confused, Chinmay. Everything is available in CAT papers. That's exactly why I'm recommending these papers to you. Idioms and vocab source, I'll tell you. Okay. Also, for people who are looking out for theory for parajumbles, I have taken, I think, 5 sessions on our YouTube channel. Just type my name, Alpa Sharma, Parajumbles. You'll find all the sessions. Vinod sir has also taken many sessions on Parajumbles, odd sentence out. In fact, I and Vinod sir, we've taken many sessions on grammar as well on our YouTube channel. You just need to open our channel and type BYJU'S Exam Prep Grammar, BYJU'S Exam Prep BBA Grammar, Alpa Sharma Grammar, Error Spotting. आप ऐसे सर्च करोगे आपको हमारे सारे सेशंस मिल जाएंगे. All of them in series. We've discussed grammar in a lot of detail in our classes, specifically error spotting questions. Please उनको बहुत ध्यान से करो. We've covered up many different variety of questions there. Okay, so what do I expect you to do in grammar? The source is Wren and Martin. Please solve them, the individual topics in detail, the topics that I have mentioned. Pronouns, nouns, tenses, subject-verb agreement, prepositions and conjunctions, adjectives, adverbs. Solve them in detail and then please solve error spotting questions. Now, error spotting questions, since CAT doesn't have a lot of error spotting questions and GMAT level is too high if you compare it to the IPMAT level, I expect you to take sectional tests that are there available on our portal on error spotting in verbal ability. Okay, and getting back to vocabulary, what I expect you to do in vocabulary is you either solve word power BDC if you are a new one. If you've already been doing vocabulary right now, you do 5 words daily and keep revising the vocabulary that you had done earlier. I'm assuming you had already made your notes about them, so keep revising them. Okay, these are the things I expect you to do in verbal ability for IPMAT. Ma'am, I'm developing my reading skills by reading Animal Farm 84 and other books. Also by solving daily Hindu editorial. But when it comes to RCs, my most questions I get wrong. Akash, I'll tell you what. If you're targeting 22, stop reading these books. We don't have time for that. Okay? If you're targeting 23, then you're at the right track. Just move on. If 22 is your target, stop reading these books. Focus on getting your questions correct in RCs. What are the kind of questions you're getting wrong? Are you reading between the lines? Are you doing that or not? That's the whole target. If you're unable to get an RC correct for 22, that is what you need to focus on. But if 23 is your target, you just need to move on in the same direction. RCs will start getting easy and correct gradually when you move on. Okay, so I hope what you're supposed to do in verbal ability is clear to everyone. Start taking a lot of sectional tests. Unless and until you solve these things time bound, you will not be able to assess yourself. There's a lot of pressure of time, 40 questions, 40 minutes, including reading comprehension, parajumble, para summary. Be very quick with your questions. How do we be quick? We take a lot of sectional tests. We solve questions time bound. Okay? And while you're doing all this, remember, we also have to prepare for this simultaneously because both the examinations are going to focus on this thing. So please do not avoid reading newspapers. Please don't avoid doing that. Okay? Please read the newspapers in detail every day, specifically the editorial. It will improve your verbal ability along with your GK and give you some opinion that might be asked in the PI. You don't want to mess up your PI by not knowing anything the examiner asks you. So practice, do it time bound. Average time for each RC according to you. 5 questions ka ek RC should be done in 4 minutes at max. At max. You have to finish it off in 4 minutes. Answering questions including that. It has to be lesser than that. Okay? 5 questions का एक RC जो कि roughly हमारा pattern होता है IPMAT में. Okay? So this was about verbal ability. Now I am going to be taking another session on where I'll be talking about the reasoning section and where I'll be talking about because there are a lot of questions that were coming up and I had to answer these questions. I don't think I shall be able to talk about reasoning and quantitative ability today. I shall be rescheduling one of such sessions where I'll be talking about the other 2 subjects. So I'll just give that a miss, and I shall see you again tomorrow, same time, 12:30. Please download our app and solve questions that are available. Watch our videos. Please see the YouTube videos that we've made on each topic. There are a lot of explanations and details given. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a very, very good day, and I hope you had a good learning time. I should see you again tomorrow, the same time, with a second part of the same class about our preparatory strategy for the next 1 month. Have a very good day, everyone. God bless all of you. Bye, everyone.